Welcome to another edition of Madman with the Show. I'm your host, the Madman. Welcome to another week, middle of the month, per se. We've just passed Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. A little belated on that. We're on our way next, the beginning of the summer, Memorial Day weekend to the point. But there's a lot that's going on. It was a bit of a slow week last week, even though there was some major news stories that hit. We're playing catch up right now on certain things, and one thing that has been going on, and if you've catched some of our Man Cafe, and we discussed a little bit on this, is that between what's going on with Netflix and Crunchyroll right now, because there's so much that's coming out of that, and a lot of the media are not catching on to this. It is a major story because you're seeing a shift as far as Western dominance on Eastern anime, at the moment. Because you're seeing Netflix now starting to change their parameters on how they handle the business wise. And then Crunchyroll is struggling right now. They got 2 lawsuits pending, and they already have had their site hijacked as far as information. Also, they're being sued over some of their practices. They're right now this month they're doing a sale on their memberships. On their streaming, their streaming prices that they're down ridiculously low, $1, $2, something like that. But what the other half of the story is, because piracy is still king right now at the moment especially when it comes to anime, because basically, with all the localizers doing what they're doing, people prefer to get the proper translation, the proper animation without any editing whatsoever. But most of these sites have been hit as of late, especially like HiAnime and 9anime, which they've gone dark. And I'm going to take a moment. Ami Nazaru has written this. This comes out from CBR, which it's not the greatest site when it comes to anime, talking about anime, but it pretty much puts to what's going on. The shutdown of HiAnime earlier this year and 9anime going dark recently put a huge dent in the anime streaming ecosystem. However, things could get much worse for sites facing a similar fate. Per Torrent Freak, the Office of the United States Trade Representation has officially earmarked Vietnam as a priority foreign country. This designation was included in the USTR's latest Special 301 report, which identifies trading partners that fail to provide adequate intellectual property protection. The USTR decision to label Vietnam as a priority foreign country marks the first time in 13 years that the agency has utilized this serious category. The report noted that Vietnam is currently a major hub for hosting piracy websites that serve a global audience. This includes the infrastructure for like Mega Cloud, as well as piracy networks like MyFlixers and F Movies that have become notorious for distributing copyrighted anime and movies. The 301 report, typically used as a diplomatic tool, however, within the 30 days of a nation getting the PFC status, the USTR must decide whether it will launch a formal investigation under Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974, which can result in tariffs and sanctions. With that looming, the USTR has explicitly asked Vietnamese officials to take more stringent action against copyright infringements within their borders. And you know where this is coming from? It's not really coming from the government. This is coming from the RIAA, Hollywood, and most of the large companies on there. That basically on there, like Warner, Sony, all of them on there that are basically putting money in the pockets of politicians for this point. If the crackdown does happen, many of these massive piracy networks could face permanent shutdown. Interesting, a few days before the USTR report was released, various zombie sites of 9anime, AniWatch, and others all part of a piracy network operating out of Vietnam, suddenly stopped working, with users reporting Cloudflare errors when they tried to access the site. The report also mentions that the recent shutdown HiAnime website operated from the country. If this is true and related to the recent PFC status, then in the future many more anime sites may go down. They've also have been reports in the community that alternative sites such as Anime Kai and other likewise are currently down. But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've always said that I always keep saying this. It's, when you put one site, you cut off one head, uh, two or three grow back. And that's what's happening with this. They may hit Vietnam right now, but guaranteed most of these sites are looking for new places to set up shop or have already set up shop and is just beginning to migrate all of their product to this situation. This is happening right now, especially with HiAnime. HiAnime itself has put itself into those crosshairs where basically they've always been constantly attacked, but now they're looking for. In fact, I think they're back up again, if I'm not mistaken, under a new website address on there. I believe that that's happening right now currently. I mean, if you go to their site itself for a while, it says, as you may already know, our primary servers are based in Russia. Due to a geopolitical development, many of our domains originating from this region are currently blocked worldwide. We are taking this decisive action to ensure long-term stability. We're currently in the meticulous process of securing and migrating all of our critical video data with over 300 terabytes of content. This is a significant and complex operation and will take some time to complete safely. Once everything is fully completed, the site will be stable and work properly again. Thank you for your patience and support. And this is what's going on. You have this situation. Going on. And, these sites are going to continue going from one place to the other. See, the situation is, it's not the pirated sites that are throwing it out there to there. It's the problem from companies like Sony, Crunchyroll, and many others who have caused this. And the reason why is that simply everything's not available everywhere. Even physical media, there are some limitations to physical media. So what do? You go looking for it on pirated sites. If you can't find certain things. I've already paid for certain movies and including anime. I've paid extra dollars on there. Right now, I'm looking at a Blu-ray version of Sekirei that's probably going to cost me over $100 right now because it's not relatively available anymore. It's very hard to get, and it's been removed from streaming. Very hard to get unless you're watching it on pirated sites. I mean, this is what the industry caused. All this switching around, moving, Friends back to NBC, taking this show, going over here, that show going there. Right now, I know a lot of people are upset that they're taking Batman, the animated series, and Batman Beyond off of HBO Max. But most likely, because the way things have been going with Tubi TV, you'll probably most likely find it on Tubi probably in the next month or two. Because Justice League, Static Shock, and all the others are on that site. So certain things like that, yeah, I kind of expect to jump over. But a lot of the other stuff, I mean, right now, Battlestar Galactica, the 2000 series, is finally back fully on streaming again, including Caprica, The Plan, and I think the one other movie that they made. I mean, when's the 1970s show coming back out? I mean, I just bought it from GRUV from their site for about $40 to that point. So sometimes physical media works, sometimes it doesn't. It's not everything's on streaming, so it's not to condone piracy, but piracy is there and it's the fault of the industry itself because it has flourished. Make the things more accessible. Stop, leaving them aside, to that point. So you tell me, let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts about this situation? Don't forget to hit that like, share, and maybe today's the day I've earned your subscription. Over 1,700 of you have subscribed. Why not today for those of you who haven't yet? Today should be the day you've decided, well, I like this content. I want to see more of it. So do check it out. Do check the subscribe button. And also, for those of you on YouTube, go over to Rumble, subscribe there. I do recommend that. You know the situations that have been going on as of late concerning, the purge of YouTubers on there. Who knows if we're going to be here next week. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. Stay mad, stay cool, buy physical media, and fight against censorship. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.
Check out all of our affiliate partners and subscribe to their channels. Thanks for watching. Check out our merch shop. Help support our affiliate partners. And don't forget to subscribe.
Are you still here? Thank you for your support. See you next time.